Hello, everyone. Welcome to Life Sunny. My name is Cam, and I'm joined by my co-host Sam. So this show is going to be about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's going to be a light-hearted show where we're just going to watch episode of It's Always Sunny and commentate and talk over it. But we're both huge fans of It's Always Sunny, of course, and we watched the episodes and the series in the past multiple times, and we've watched it again before recording this video, so we don't get too distracted and just sucked into the show. And we've also been listening to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia podcast. So we'll just bring a few things that we've heard there as well, but it's not like supposed to be one of those super in-depth, insightful shows, just more lighthearted than anything. And before we get started, I just wanted to say that we also have a show called It's a Progressive World. It's on a different channel, and you can find links to that in the description box. But all right, Sam, I thought before we actually start the watch along of the first episode, only since this is the first episode of this show, perhaps we can just share our general thoughts about the show. And when we started watching it, I feel like I've said show about 55 times so far.
It's a show about a show that is a good show. Yeah, no, you're right. It may have been. It's a show, okay? You get it?
And we have another show. And there are other shows out there.
Shows out there. You can watch them. Some of them are famous. More famous. Yeah. So, yeah, what are your general thoughts, shall I ask, I guess?
I mean, I thought that was an interesting question you said at first, though. When did I come across It's Always Sunny? And I want to say the first 3 seasons were out before I started watching it. However, I'm not sure if that's Entourage that I'm thinking, because Entourage, I know for sure that was the case. 3 seasons were out, and one of our high school friends told us about it, and but he would say every show in the world is the most amazing show, and even what is saying, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So I mean, he would get 1 or 2 right, but I mean, if you say that every show out there in the world is the best show, one of them will be decent. So maybe only even the first season was out only, but I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm
2 or 3 seasons were out when we started watching.
More than one, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure we started watching it about the same time, or maybe you started earlier.
When does Danny DeVito come? Because now that we're rewatching it, we're really taking it episode by episode. Season 2.
Yeah,
But I remember when he entered the show, I was like watching it as it was coming out. So yeah. Anyway, but man, what is it fair to say that it's an insanely unique show as well? Sorry.
Wait, just before that, I remember putting up with season 1, and that's something hopefully we go back to, because I knew Danny DeVito is coming season 2, and I heard good things and all that.
I mean, Danny DeVito, as they even pointed out themselves in the podcast, I mean, is beyond the game changer. I mean, it's beyond making it a different show. But
it's unbelievable.
Still, man, season 1 is pretty terrific. I've rewatched the first few episodes already.
That's what I'm finding out on. I remember original. It's to do with comedies. I think I've discussed this with you privately before. A lot of comedy is based on familiarity. And now that you know that, like, it's kind of like I've had the same with Simpsons and Family Guy. When you go back and watch older episodes, you find them funnier because you're more like friendly with the characters. If that makes any sense, you know them better. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, that can be the case. And even when the characters are a bit different, like you think of how they become later. So I guess you have all of that. Like we'll get into it. But I think like Sweet D is like totally different how they portray her in the beginning and what she's not a crazy person whatsoever.
No, she's less different than it was in my head. I remembered her like being somewhat normal and going completely off the tracks.
Yeah.
But now rewatching it, I feel like in the first 3 episodes, she's established as pretty much crazy as well.
In the 3rd episode, especially, although we'll get into that episode was actually shot the last episode of this season, I believe.
Apparently.
And then they aired it as a 3rd one. But in the first one, she's extremely normal. I mean, that's for sure in the first episode. But hey,
No, we'll see. We'll see.
should we
We're
get the
gonna
party
rewatch
started
it.
or
Yeah, but what are your general thoughts as in like the place of It's Always Sunny, as you were saying? I wanted you to finish your thought about what did you say? It's one of the more unique shows. What did you
yeah,
say?
would you say it's yeah, one of the more unique shows
I think
out
it's
there? I mean, you
I
know
think
much
it's
more
yeah.
about movies and shows and stuff, so
Uh, I would say the show that you introduced me to, this one is I mean, everybody, I think a lot of people has pointed out, it's really a spiritual successor to Seinfeld,
hmm.
I feel. Like, it's Seinfeld on meth, as I think, again, somebody else has coined that term. It's like, it's really that, and I love it. It's just, I don't know. I think it's the best comedy, like pure comedy out there right now, show wise. I'm not talking about a stand
Yeah.
up or commentary or, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous and yeah, the where they go and the
It's live action.
trajectory of the show is just like Seinfeld in the sense that they start kind of crazy and stuff and then they just
Just
insane after a few seasons. Whereas, other shows you can't say, Friends, you're not gonna say, oh, they get crazier. No, in
there is an
fact,
arch.
Joey was probably crazier in the first season actually, and then like gets more normal. Nobody
No,
like
no, they get more
nobody has that.
exaggerated. Every in all comedies,
Sure,
like
yeah,
Ross gets much more exaggerated in his nerdiness and in his
yeah,
Joey
but
gets
not
more.
to that
Everybody
extent.
gets.
I
No,
mean, I don't
nobody
know.
goes as far as these
Yeah.
people. They take it, and that's the thing. There is usually at the end of like Friends or these more like mainstream things. There is a in the conclusion there is a bringing back type
Mm,
thing. At the end of a season, at the end of an episode,
yeah.
all that. But they never bring back like I mean, some of the episodes end. It's just talking about it right now. I remember whenever they solve the gas crisis. I think one of the gas crisis episodes ends with what's his name? Charlie just setting fire in their van or something and jumping out of it. So it's much more of a live action Looney Tunes vibe.
Yeah.
Like the character, they do things that normal humans would die,
Yeah.
but they survive it somehow. And yeah, I think yeah, there is. It's just they're amazing at that. They
Yeah.
just, it's so good. It's in its own universe. Really, it's not in our world. It's in a
For
different
sure.
world, kind of.
But yeah. And
Yeah.
but yeah, folks, please like and subscribe. And I just now that you said Van and all this, I can't wait till we get around season 3 or 4. It has one of my favorite episodes from back then. It's this one where they're kind of moving stuff for some reason, and like Charlie and Dan DeVito, they're sitting in like the back of the truck, and they go to like
Yeah,
flea
yeah. That's
markets and all
exactly what
this.
came.
And it's just like the most insane thing that they're doing. It's just
I
like
don't even
that day, and
remember,
they don't
but
get anywhere. They like end up back at the bar by the end of the episode, and then they wake up just
yeah.
wasted. But
And that's the. By the way, there is. I mean, we are not going to be a big, talk too much about themes and technical production, but I think there is a recruiting theme of. It's a very sort of a cynical, in a very dark show in the sense that there is no character growth. The
mm,
arc of a character is that they don't grow,
yeah,
and that is a big flaw. It has a like a kind of a philosophical message of some
yeah,
kind. Not that they meant it for sure, but
who knows? But okay, do you have your remote?
yes, yes. Well, I'm playing it from my computer connected to TV.
Oh,
So
okay, all right. Well, I'm old school.
I see. I see.
Remote
I have
control here.
for volume. I have for.
So should we press play? So this is the first
Yeah. By the way,
episode, of course,
just
everyone.
just first checking. What is my file is 22 minutes 24 seconds.
Um, sorry, it's not. Mine was something like that. It's not showing it here. Hold on. I'm really
All
not
right. No,
used
no,
to
it
this
should be
TV.
same.
Okay, hold on. 22 minutes and 18 seconds.
All right.
How long
So
is yours?
might be 24 seconds. There is a 6 seconds difference, but
Ah,
that's
but
fine.
that's
Mine
nothing.
is,
That would be the
yeah, yeah. That's probably at the end, I would imagine.
yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, I'm ready whenever you're ready.
Okay.
I'm at 0 points. Season 1, episode 1.
3, 2, 1. Cheers.
Cheers. So
So
I
we
love their I love this weird opening they do that. It's so fun because they kind of give you a time and location, but
Yeah,
it's also not really giving you a specific time, like or
yeah.
date or something.
But that's my favorite thing about the time though. It says like 9:45 a.m. and they're drinking already. Like that's and it
Yeah,
usually they start in daytime. Like sometimes they start later,
yeah, that's true.
but yeah, so the
I
first
mean,
one it goes immediately into this into the black character walking in
oh yeah,
who
the
D
first
has
let's
invited.
yeah, I have some information in front of me. The first episode is called "The Gang Gets Racist." So just the greatest start. Just I love where they start. But did you hear on their podcast? They said this was not meant to be the first episode.
Yeah, they recorded
Actually,
everything. Yeah, they apparently they aired everything like in different order for some reason.
yeah, they said producers said this is a good episode as a jumping off point
And I
to
think it
introduce
is.
them. And I kind of yeah, I agree actually with the producers. It's really perfect introduction to
Yeah.
just how selfish
Yeah,
just
and who they are.
yeah.
Although they're kind of normal, you know, they're much more normal kind of, I guess, in the beginning though, I would say because like right now they're gonna go talk to the guy and they're kind of, you know, they're trying not to say anything
They're
racist
not
or too
so
bad, but they're
confident about
yeah,
their stupidity. They are
yeah.
not as confident as later seasons. The confidence that again with Danny DeVito's infusion of money really comes to oh, now I've got the sort of the
Yeah,
opening, like the cold
and I
open
love
is
it.
finished and yeah. Do you like the I don't like I hate their that I have to say the opening
Really?
credits that yeah the titles I don't like. I don't like
Oh, the music
it's
is nice and short. Look, 5 seconds is over.
it's no it's not 5 seconds. It's too long. It's way too long.
I don't know.
It's for a show that's 21 minutes. I feel like it I don't know. I would just put 5 seconds, But
It's so funny they're listening to this guy's story and they're just like mesmerized at the shit that they're saying. So Mac is the one, Rob, right? It was his idea, the show. He's the creator, and the other guys kind of
yeah,
audition, but then they all become writers of the show, right? Like from first season.
yes. I think Charlie was also like at the same like I forget, but yeah, Mac is the main creative
Yeah.
from what I understand. Rob McElhaney. I'm not sure if
Yeah,
I'm
his name,
pronouncing
it
that.
makes
By the
sense
way,
that they changed. And
you must
Glenn,
love him,
what a weird name. Sorry. It just doesn't suit
Glenn.
Dennis at all. Glenn, I don't know. Because I just
Oh, I don't. No,
I don't know. Like in
no.
the show, I mean, because Charlie really goes with him. That's why they kept his name. But man, if you when you watch this, I don't know. I really feel like Charlie is so this character that in any other movie or show, he can't really do it. He's just too much this character. He has to be Charlie in everything that he does. And you know, I know that movie
I
with Jennifer Aniston. He's Charlie in that.
again horrible bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's been typecast though. Who knows? I've heard. I haven't seen it in the second. What's it called? In the second, I was gonna say, Pacific Rim. Do you remember Pacific Rim? I guess.
No.
But it's like robots fighting people, like aliens. But in the second, like he's playing a bad guy or something. So I'm interested in watching that. See if he can pull it off.
I see. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know about that. So here so Dennis already starts kind of thinking that the guy is
Dennis.
that the guy is that you know the black guy who comes he's probably gay because of the way he tells that story. And you know from the first episode I kind of feel like they were setting up Mac to be gay, but according to the podcast that wasn't their
Yeah, they
idea
didn't.
at all.
No, that's the thing.
But you
You
get
get
these
an
vibes though. I don't know. And it's you'll see a
no,
scene where
no.
he's trying to get Dennis to get drunk, but the way he's acting towards him and stuff, I was like, wait, are they like kind of foreshadowing or you know, Mac's character? But apparently
They
not.
no, they you know what in the podcast they explained though, they did go back and reworked. So what they did, when they went and they're writing new episodes season 7 onwards, I assume they use stuff from earlier on. They
Mm,
rewatch the earlier episode and they use, because for example, same with D-Man. I was so surprised that's the thing about D. I was surprised that she's already like some of her like in episode 3 we talk about it, but the stuff about her high school,
yeah,
it definitely comes back in season 9 or 10,
for
you know,
sure.
like specific things they reference. Yeah. No, they went back, look at it, and then, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's very well done, I have to say.
no, for sure.
Very
And the
well done.
waitress is in it from the get-go. And I didn't know that they were married, Charlie and her, from prior to the show. Like it's so like where they met
Oh,
or anything.
really?
Yeah, yeah, I believe
I had
so.
no idea.
I believe so. But
Mm.
Mac and Dee, they start dating in the second season,
Ah.
apparently, and then they have
Oh, that's what I was going to say. You know, Rob McElhenney, he also has a football team
really? What do
in
you mean?
Wales.
Oh no.
He and Ryan Reynolds
Oh
bought a
really?
football
Him?
team.
He's the one who has
Yeah.
it with Ryan Reynolds?
Him and Ryan.
Hmm.
I think he
There's like a
Welsh.
whole show on that apparently. Like someone told me
Yeah,
to watch
it's
it.
a
They said it's
documentary.
yeah.
Oh my God.
The-
So this episode in the gang gets racist. So the sister of the one girl of the group, the one girl of the group, sister of the Dennis character, she's dating a black guy.
no, she thinks
Well,
she's interested in a
she's
like
dating, yeah,
no,
she's
she's
interested
interested.
in a black
Yeah.
guy. Well, she's meeting a black
Yeah.
person, and she therefore assumes he's dating a black person, and then the whole gang acts extremely awkward. And now, I guess throughout the episode, they're try to prove that they're not racist, or I don't know. They're not bigoted. That's the thing. I think that the theme of like this episode is about bigotry, right? Because they want to prove that they're not racist, but you know, they end up like kind
Yeah.
of being sexist. This kind of, really, and end up being like anti-gay and all that.
Yeah. And here, of course, Charlie has no interest in this chick that's hitting on him because, of course, he's so in love with the waitress already.
Waitress.
And Mac tries to convince him to call the girl. Oh my
We
God.
still don't know her name, do we?
No,
Oh
and
no, in the
in the
last
third
season, in the
episode, they
last,
talk about that. They say that people
yeah,
have conspiracy theories that her name is this and that, but it's not.
yeah.
I guess they
But it
never say
didn't
it.
in the last season. I haven't rewatched it the last season, so maybe I think maybe in that one she said, "Oh, sorry." So, oh my God,
The wrestling, I think I
they're
have to put it.
they're wrestling in the university grounds. I just love their physical comedy. It's just so good. They're making you scene.
And yeah, and apparently after this first episode aired, they had like a big Budweiser sponsorship, and Budweiser called, and they were like, "Yeah, um,
Yeah, no, they're
yeah,
out.
we're out." But why? I mean,
It was so.
it's not
I mean,
that insane though. Is it? I mean, now the topic is
man, losers. What losers though? Like, can you imagine now they're like a global fucking. If
yeah,
Budweiser was associated with them, I'm sure Course whatever beer
yeah.
you
They're like,
drink
Coors
is.
didn't give a fuck.
Whatever, man. Are you buying it or?
You see, like
I'm
here,
sorry.
Sweet D is so nice. You know, she's like, oh,
That's
listen,
one
this
scene.
dream that I
Yeah.
had, and he's like, Dennis. He's like, hey, fuck off. I don't care about your dreams. She's like, oh, but I would care about your dreams if you were to tell me about it. Oh, and then the guy comes here and she tries to kiss him, and she goes
Even
straight
Dennis.
to Dennis,
Yeah.
gives
No,
him a hug. So
even
that's like the main
yeah.
guest of the show, the African American guy.
Yeah, but even Dennis is like, I'm sorry, but I don't give a shit. But in
Yeah.
these seasons, he wouldn't say. He would say, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, like D,
This
stop
guy, by the way,
talking. Stop talking.
this guy, the black guy, Malcolm Barrett, I think he's such a good actor, man.
Mm.
I really want to see him in more like leading roles. He was also in The Boys. He's in a lot of sketch comedies. He's really
Yeah.
good. You remember in The Boys, he was the one who had sex with like a ice lady, and his dick froze and it
Oh.
was cut off.
Oh, in
And then
that
he was
orgy
part of
scene? Or no?
no, he
Oh.
was. No, he was in part of a sort of a like an Alcoholic Anonymous therapy
Mm.
group for people who were in relationship with soups and got physical damage or something.
No,
Or
I don't.
it was so his dick was
Mhm.
frozen off. It was just Jesus.
So of course the guy has turned the whole place into a gay bar and they're clueless. But I mean the beginning of the show they
Yeah.
start off with how they made $100 in 1 week. But now here, oh, and this is a character you don't see again, Mac's cousin. Does Mac's cousin come back ever?
I don't think so. I feel like, by the way, Dee at some point in this first episode, I think she talks to her mother, and her mother is worried about her,
Really? No,
and
no,
that's
this is
complete. Is it? Maybe it's in second episode or
no,
third.
I
Oh, it's in
really.
third episode. It's in third episode. Yeah, I think when
She talks to her
dating
mother? Because no, her mom does
on the
become
phone,
a character.
on the
Oh,
phone,
really?
on the phone. Yeah, and she's like, "Mom, I'm like looking like, yeah, exactly." Her mother is not a good person. Later on, we find out, but yes, she's worried about her and stuff. But no, I don't think this character comes back. And
Yeah.
the recruiting characters, by the way, are some of the. I can't wait
And here
for Crick.
D comes, tries to kiss the guy, and he's like, "What the hell?" So,
No, I love this part when he's like his excuse for how could you not tell? I'm a musical theater actor. What did you expect? What you want me to do? Like wear a t-shirt? I'm gay.
Look, so now they're all happy with all the money they made, but Mac didn't make
Mm.
it. I mean, like Mac is a unlikable douchebag from the get-go. Like,
Mac is not unlike
people don't like him.
don't like
He went
Mac.
to the domino place, people didn't like him. He
He's
didn't
a
get hit on.
tryhard.
Huh?
He tries too hard,
Yeah.
it's always like he tries he's too, I don't know, it's not that he's a douchebag, I feel like an asshole type. He's just so dumb that it's just
Well, I
kind
mean,
of
the rest are
backfires.
the. But in
No,
episode
but
three,
he doesn't have the self-confidence of like Dennis or Charlie. In his madness of like eating cat food has the
yeah.
self-confidence that Max
Man,
doesn't have,
the cat food stuff is I mean, them living together, that has to be some of the
Yeah,
greatest thing. Charlie and Danny DeVito living together.
yeah, that's
What, yeah.
I love this part about the business ethics and all. Suddenly, anything they pull out of their ass to justify whatever. Oh, now they're talking about that. By the way, their
Yeah.
physical transformation is quite.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I
D is
mean,
the one that has changed least, I would say.
yeah. I mean, Max says that, he was barely eating at that time, just drinking coffee and all, and just, that was it.
Mm.
And it's so funny how, yeah, Mac had the same stomach issue as me with coffee, although he quit coffee fully.
Yeah,
But there's a way around it. You quit for a while and then you make sure you don't drink too much coffee and you don't drink it on an empty stomach and things get better.
yeah.
And Charlie, of course, cheese. So he's kind of like
How many?
lactose intolerant, but then he has a huge obsession with cheese in the show.
But I don't get the. I don't know how much cheese you have to eat. I don't eat cheese on its own to know. You know what I mean? Like it's always eaten with something, and it's not much. It's a spread.
No,
Anyway,
it's not always a spread. Like in North America or Europe, people eat cheese just like that,
yeah, yeah. I'm not a big fan of that. I have to, but I love how Dennis just because he loves getting, what's it called, attention from. I
Yeah.
used to live in a gay town, and I used to get. I had a couple of times, happened twice, to be completely honest, twice. Gay person hitted on me. It's nice. It's a nice feeling.
Why not?
You've been seen. You've been appreciated.
Yeah, there's that, but also Dennis, I mean, they're also making money now for
Oh
once
yeah,
with
that
the
too.
bargaining.
That's more Charlie's thing. That's
Yeah.
Charlie's angle. But now, oh well, I forgot about that. That Charlie brings the black
Yeah.
girl to prove to the waitress he's not racist, and asks her right
But
there and then.
that's such a that's such a simple, basic life lesson. Not life lesson, reality of life. When someone doesn't like you or ignore you, you become more and more obsessed. But then, there's like this other girl who likes him and he doesn't give a shit about her. But he just likes the other girl and she
I,
just hates him more. She hates him, and the more she hates him, like he kind of more and more obsessed
no,
uh,
I don't believe in
with
that
her.
part. I don't believe in that part. I do
No?
believe in life. You have a lot of situations where it's very sad, but you clearly see that somebody loves somebody that person doesn't love them back. And then there's a third person that loves the other person, but they don't love them. But I don't think the idea that if you ignore somebody, they become more upset. I think it's mostly to
Not
do with,
always, but when
I
you're
don't
a
know.
kid or when you have, when you're like young or when you have Charlie's brain here, which is like, and this,
Oh, Charlie's brain is a different. Yeah, that's Dee would never do that um in
yeah.
late. Although, have you seen on
Oh,
YouTube? There's a whole genre of what's it called? How Dee and Charlie would have made the pair. Dennis dancing is
yeah,
just so
right. Did
good.
you hear about Dennis dancing? Apparently, he just did that little spin in the first episode. Talk about he just did that little spin, like it wasn't part of the script or anything. He just did it to make everybody laugh, and he was adamant
Ah,
that it
oh,
shouldn't be in the
that's
show. He didn't want it to be in the show, but everybody else is like, "No, that's hilarious. Why wouldn't you put it in the show?"
yeah. That's I just yeah, I remember the discussion. I
Yeah.
didn't know it was about this. Good. No, but yeah, there is a whole YouTube like genre, man. People edit like Charlie and Dee would have been a perfect couple. Because you remember
How?
one
I
episode
mean,
they
I
hook
can't
up.
imagine Charlie would.
No, they do hook up and they're a great couple though. But they both love other people again like too much. What is why is what why is Mac is trying to not have them in the bar because he's anti-gay? What is his thing?
That, yeah, I think is Andy Gay, and yeah, and they're not
Oh,
hitting
he's in
on
love.
him.
Oh, he's yeah jealous of
That's why
Dennis
I'm
that
surprised, like from the get-go, they didn't think that, they didn't plan for Mac's character to be coming out of the closet and all that. Because
mm,
even from his behavior here, how he's like leaning into I don't know, maybe I'm reading into it too much. He's trying to get Dennis really, 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 really
no,
drunk here. So then
I
they
feel
can go set him up with some guys. So then he thinks that, he had sex with some guys and then he'll be so freaked out
yeah,
that he'll stop
which
wanting to do
by the end
this.
we find out he did
Yeah, I mean,
by the end of
yeah.
the episode. But I feel like if you look like especially look at his Max face as it comes up, he's got a much more sinister vibe.
Hmm.
While in later season, he's just desperate to get Dennis drunk and like get into the bed with him or
Yeah.
something. Like Dennis, can I help you? Can I help you hold you when you're drunk? But now he had a bit of a, oh my God, this part is so good, Dennis.
Yeah. But Mac is also supposed to be religious. I mean, he is religious, so
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
he's
if
so
that's also part
he's
of the
supposed.
reason why he doesn't.
I thought I know in this episode, yeah, I forgot what was his objection specifically because I don't think his religiosity had fully,
Yeah, I think it was
although
just the
in
fact that
like
they're gay, and he doesn't want it to
and
be, and he's homophobic, kinda.
it's okay. Then it's freaking out is quite. I have to say, if you have a long hair like that, why would you have a mustache like that, man?
No,
No.
I mean maybe he just put that wig on for like role play.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I mean like right here he's gonna say it. I think that.
The ass slap was great.
No, Mac is
What?
still for it. Mac is still for having the gay bar. He still has no objection.
So it's just D that's against it? Oh
And
yeah.
Dennis right now is against it
No,
because,
no, no, no.
oh
But you
yeah,
remember when they were
because they set him
voting,
up. Yeah.
Charlie was like, "Come on, man," and Mac was like
Yeah.
reluctantly for it. Oh man. By the
How
way,
do we forget this? We just both really watched it, but yeah, we forgot the reason why.
yeah, what do you think? Would you what's it called?
Go gay?
Uh, no, no.
Hmm.
I'm sure if you get enough alcohol in you, anybody can go get. No, well, how would you deal with it? That's the question. Like you wake up And I mean, no, I think more like I don't think sexuality is a fixed thing necessarily, not judging, but just in a very just normie sense, like you wake up and you're like, oh, wow, I've had sex with men, two men. Of different shape and sizes. I don't know
Yeah,
how I
I
would
don't
deal with
know.
that. I don't know. That's why.
Oh,
Oh, this sister part is great.
yeah, Mac is like confused about the whole brother and
Yeah,
sister.
I love this part. I mean, my sister, because earlier you were implying that I was racist. Yes, you thought. I love his use of you people.
But the characters are really based a lot on their real lives, right? Like it seems like when you're listening to the podcast and like they talk about the things that they did and all this.
I think hugely exaggerated.
Yeah.
No, but like Dennis is a bit irritable, it seems, and like in the series they've made it like he's basically a psychopath. Like there is a difference. Like
Yeah, in
especially
the
I do
third
think
episode he jokes that he's
Match and Rob
bipolar.
Match. Well, he mentions he's a bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a joke or real though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Rob
Oh
and Mac are
damn.
very different, more so than Charlie and Dennis.
True.
Rob and Mac are really different, I would imagine.
But Charlie
I
kind
think
of
the
makes
first,
like jokes and all this in the podcast too and makes them laugh and all that.
oh yeah, Charlie is Charlie definitely, but he's not, he's not a crazy.
Oh
He has a
man,
wife, he has kids.
I forgot to
By the way,
mention
it's
one
finished
thing though.
for
Yeah, it
yeah.
finished right before we wrap it up. The funniest thing I heard in the first episode of the podcast is them mentioning how they didn't know that they could ask for an office.
Oh yeah,
And
that
like
was
no way
great.
told you
Yeah.
guys and then Charlie saying that he didn't have a laptop or a computer until like the second season.
Yeah.
And he had to like write on notepads or stuff like that's just so like Charlie not having a laptop or a computer.
Laptop. But I have to say though, it does feel like I always feel like there's a lot of stuff with film production, TV production that is used. Why do they need the office? Like, why can't there be
Well,
like
there were
a,
writers to like write. I guess they meant to like write, or did they know they could ask for a place to like
I mean, with writing, much can
chill
be done at home
and
or in a
write? Yeah, that's
coffee
why they
shop or
said
in a. It's
they
just a
did an
waste of
apartment and all
space.
that.
Yeah, it does feel like like a waste of money for a film production to
Well,
me.
I
But
mean, these are things that they don't mind to offer usually. Like, okay, fine, you use this office for 6 hours, and then when the show is over and stuff, they give it to somebody else or the
there
next
are
person.
homeless people, man. Where we
Why
can
would they?
use this
What?
space. We can use this space to home the homeless
Well,
instead of
unfortunately,
these
that's not how life
bastard.
works. So.
We will make it like. Well, what are you? Did you watch until the end of the file?
No, I just paused it right now.
Watch until the end and where their company's logo comes when it's
Yeah.
three of them together. I wanted to see if you know about this trivia. Did you know at the end of each episode, at the end of the credits, when their logo comes on, they play all three of them or two of them, I forget, is speaking something, but they play it backwards. They play it backwards, and
Ah,
it's something each episode. I couldn't find I thought it's written in the yeah. Sorry, I thought I had the first episode, but I couldn't find it. But every episode ends with their
interesting.
voice played backwards saying something. So
Interesting. I
they have
didn't
all
know
these
that.
weird, and that's from episode 1. So
Mm,
it's quite interesting that from then on they had all these like
that
interesting add-ons and all that.
yeah, that thought through that. All right. Well, this was great. Should we wrap up this episode and move
So
on to
I
the
just
next one?
yeah, in the next episode we might talk also about the fact that how different the show
Mm,
could have been in the marketing as well, at least in the marketing area.
sounds
Fascinating
good.
stuff.
Well, all right, folks. If you have any comments, questions, anything you want to put down there, any tips for us or anything, leave them in the comment section. We'll get to it. If not, like, perhaps subscribe to this brand new channel, and we'll see you
Sure.
in the second episode.